Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 4. I still see a lot of you not getting the concepts that I'm working on with you in terms of referencing the materials that we are discussing. This is a big deal for a number of reasons, not the least of which is to make sure you did the reading. But bigger than that, it's the way you're going to reference things in your major presentations. There will be no Post-it notes at the bottom, no official footnotes, none of the citations that you're accustomed to doing in academic writing. You're going to have to do in-text citations, both in your written posts and in your initial videotaped posts, which are the most important. So if you're talking about what we're doing this week, which is about credible delivery requires people to believe that you're an expert. Lumen Learning's presentation, it's a PDF. It's not really a presentation. In any event, Lumen Learning on practice, preparation, and delivery, and I've said that wrong. And I'm just going to keep going. It's preparation, practice, and delivery. Talks about how the bullet points that you're setting up, or the note cards, or the sheets, or whatever you want to call them, those little notes that you keep on the side to keep you on track, need to have enough information on them that you can just glance at them and then get back to what you were saying, make sure that you didn't leave anything out, but not so much that you're reading them word for word, because that's a scripted presentation and we're not doing those. We're only doing extemporaneous presentations and some impromptu ones, like when I ask you, what's your favorite dessert? So Lumen Learning's preparation, practice, and delivery talks about that specifically. It also talks about how there are 1 or 2 things that you should write out in complete sentences. And those are statistics, because you want to make sure you get them right, and direct quotes. So this is all you have to do. You have to insert what we're working on into what you're presenting. There's not necessarily going to be a direct correlation in terms of content, like there is for me, since I'm talking about what you're doing this week. But if I was talking about my favorite dessert, which this week happens to be creme brulee, I could do the same thing. I could say, when I made this speech, I used the techniques that I learned in preparation, practice, and delivery by Lumen Learning, specifically using cue cards, blah, 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 whatever it is that you learned. This is how you need to include the material that we are working on in your presentations, even the impromptu ones. It's also how you need to include them in your written posts. You are commenting not on the content, although it's wonderful if you want to engage with each other in terms of the content. It does make it a lot more interesting. But your main objective is to engage with them in terms of how they're delivering their presentations. And let's try and stay away from, you use a lot of filler words. We all use a lot of filler words. Try and find something more difficult, if you will, something a little bit broader or larger or more specific than that. Talk about hand gestures, talk whatever we're doing that week is the thing ideally, but obviously you can go back to anything we have discussed all the way through up until whatever week we're on. So I hope that makes it a little bit clearer. And I also, as you know, if you read the announcements, posted some examples of your colleagues' remarks about each other's posts that will help you see how it's done in terms of a written response. I hope you have a great week. As always, email me if you need anything. Take care.